Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
So let's chant the uh, Mangalacharan prayers today. Om Adnanatimmirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Mano Abhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mayyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shriyutapadakamalam Shri-Gurun Vaishnavanscha Shri-Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raknathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Adhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन् इति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त बिंद ऑल टुगेदर हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे हरे
Krishna.
Hare
So
Krishna.
we are studying the introduction of Bhagavad Gita, which was a lecture given by Srila Prabhupada in New York. That was the first public lecture he gave in the New York in front of all the white devotees. So that lecture was transcribed by a devotee and that was put into Bhagavad Gita as a first thing. After the preface and foreword, then we come to the introduction. So instead of preface, here is an introduction of the book. Okay, so there are introduction and there are prefaces. So there are two things. So either of them. So here it is called introduction. So now what we were discussing last time is the first two shlokas and its meaning, and I explained that last time, but we can just do a quick repetition of that. So what does first two shloka mean? Om Ajnana Timir Andhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya. I am in the greatest ignorance or the dark ignorance in my and my spiritual master will open my eyes with the shalaka or the torch of knowledge in order to remove all my ignorance. That ignorance is of spiritual knowledge. Okay. It does not mean that he is removing all your physics or chemistry or mathematics knowledge. Yeah. That will ultimately come once you have a spiritually very advanced. All these things are not very, difficult to understand. Yeah. So what it increases is your concentration because you are always awake to hear from your guru, take his instructions and take them as part of your life so that you can live a spiritual life as you go ahead. Yeah, makes sense. So Such a guru, so what he's doing? Chakshur unmilitam yena. He's removing the cataract of ignorance. And that the instrument which is called shalaka. Shalaka is the instrument which is used for removing the cataract of eyes. Here the cataract of ignorance. So he's giving you knowledge and removing the cataract of ignorance. Tasmai Shri Guru Nama. To such a guru, my Dandavat Pranam, or I am offering my obeisances to such a guru. Yeah. The next sloka, Shri Chaitanya Mano Abhishtam, Sthapitam Yena Bhutale, Swayam Rupa Kadamayam, Dadati Swapadantikam. So, Shri Chaitanya, who is Shri Chaitanya? He is the incarnation of Lord Krishna. And he came in the mood of Radharani. Why did he come? See, every time Krishna comes, he comes for something to do. Something to do is to give, to protect his devotees, annihilate the demons, and establish his dharma. Which is that sloka? Yada yada hi dharmasya glanirvavati bharata abhyutthanam adharmasya tadat jidamyaham. And then after that what? परित्राणाय साधूनां विनाशाय च दुष्कृतां धर्म संस्थापनार्थाय संभवामि युगे युगे. So he doesn't even just come for one reason. He comes for the whole package to be given. Yeah. He comes and delivers all his devotees and annihilate the demons and also establishes dharma. That is the full activity that he does. So what did he come for? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came in order to remove the cataract of the eyes, plus he gave, he annihilated the demons. What kind of demon? There is a demon in our mind, in our heart. That demon is of Maya. If we are not concentrating on Krishna, we are concentrating on Maya. There's so much Maya in the world. Hollywood movies, this, that, dramas, and all those stuff. They don't give us knowledge. We think that it's a kind of entertainment for us. For 3 hours, we sit there, but in a class, we can't sit there for 3 hours because that is the kind of our, ability to listen to the subject matters which are of most importance for us, but we can't sit there because our attention or focus in this Kali Yuga is very small. We can sit there and watch a movie for 3 hours, but we can't sit there and listen to the knowledge, which is very important for us. That's how the human has become in this Kali Yuga. I'm not saying that any of you are like that. See, how much is the population of Australia? Yeah. And Sydney, especially. How many are coming for the classes? We are running 31 classes at the moment online, and each class has maximum 10 people. 10 devotees. That means only 300 people, 300 devotees are learning at the time. In all these classes, there are only 31. Just imagine. And like this, there are many classes going on across Australia. However, the number is very, very few. You can just count them on your fingers. Right? So this line, Shri Chaitanya Mano Abhishtam, Sthapitam Yena Bhutale, Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam. So when will Srila Rupa Goswami Prabhupada, who has established within this material world the mission to fulfill the desire of Lord Chaitanya, give me shelter under his lotus feet? Why should he give the shelter under his lotus feet, Rupa Goswami? So that I can follow his instructions. See, Rupa Goswami understood the Mano Abhishtam of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to establish the Harinam across the globe. When will I do it? When will I be able to do it? When he gives me shelter under his lotus feet. Once he gives me the shelter, then only I'll be able to do this job. And the getting shelter under the lotus feet means that I surrender myself to the Guru, and then Guru will shower his mercy upon me. And that time only I'll be able to do that. Yeah. So when those who understand the mission of Srila Rupa Goswami, Srila Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and which is understood by Srila Rupa Goswami, when that happens, then only I'm ready for, uh, you know, to distribute the knowledge across the globe. Any questions so far? Okay. The next shloka, third shloka, is Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavanscha. So what it says that Vandeham Shri Guru. So now here it is Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam. So Yuta Padakamalam means it's along with Radharani. That is what the Guru is all about here, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Then we are following the his disciple, Vandeham Shri Guru, Shri Yuta Padakamalam, to his lotus feet, Padakamalam, Shri Gurun Vaishnavanscha. Shri Gurun means all the Vaishnava Acharyas. It is not only one Guru. I am paying obeisances to all the Gurus now. See, the process is that we go step by step in spiritual life. We don't directly go to Krishna. We go from down upward, down up. So we go first to the or Shiksha Guru, then Diksha Guru, then all the acharyas, and then we go to Radharani, and then we go to Krishna. So like that. So that is the process. And all this knowledge only comes when we understand the knowledge in a disciplic succession. And because the Guru will teach me the perfect knowledge. The question may come, are you perfect? No, I may not be perfect. But my Guru was perfect. Even if my Guru was not perfect, his Guru was perfect. So like that. So the perfection goes up, 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 because the knowledge is not changing. So Bhagavad Gita, if you look at the name, it is as it is. It is not changed. It is presented as it is. So we are not changing the meaning, we are not changing the translation, we are not changing the summary. We're trying to figure it out and then explaining the way my audience will be. Here, all understand the English perfectly, so I'm trying to, if there is a Hindi audience, or there is a Malayali audience, or there is a Malaysian audience, Singaporean, Mandarin, so knowledge can be given in those languages, and the people are there who can teach Bhagavad Gita in those languages. I don't know about Mauritius. There has to be. They teach English only, right?
No, I think it would be in Creole.
Okay.
A bit like French, yeah.
Yeah, okay. French, there will be lots of people who will be teaching French, I'm sure. Okay.
Maybe Hindi as well, a bit of Hindi, yeah. Some of the population, especially the old one.
Okay, all right. So, Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utpadakambalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivan. So, who all came? All the Gurus. Then Shri Rupam, Rupa Goswami, Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan, so Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, Sa Jivam, Jiva Goswami, Sat Advaitam, so Advaita Acharya, Savadutam Parijana Sahitam, Krishna Chaitanya Devam. So like this, we reach to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This stepwise, gradual progression. And then we are reaching to Shri Radha Krishna Padam, Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitam. So who is there with Radha and Krishna? All the Ashta Sakhi and many other Sakhis. Yeah? Sahagana, we are reaching to Shri Radha Krishna Padan, who is surrounded by Ashta Sakhis. Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan and Vitamscha. So Lalita and Vishakha, they are the prime gopis who are representing other gopis. And who is representing all the gopis together, put together?
Radha.
Radharani. Radharani. Radharani is representing all the gopis. So to them I offer my respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of my spiritual master and unto the feet of all Vaishnavas. So we don't uh, discriminate between the Vaishnavas. All Vaishnavas who are the acharyas, to them I am offering my respectful obeisances, starting from my spiritual master. Then I offer my respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of Srila Rupa Goswami, along with his elder brother Sanatan Goswami, as well as Raghunath Das Goswami, Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, and Gopal Bhatta, and Srila Jiva Goswami. So I offer my respectful obeisances to Lord Krishna, Krishna Chaitanya, and Lord Nityananda, along with Advaita Acharya, Gadadhar, Srivas, and other associates. I offer my respectful obeisances to Srimati Radharani and Sri Krishna, along with their associates, Sri Lalita and Vishakha. This is just a repetition to what I said earlier. So now the next prayer is directly to Krishna. Hey Krishna, Karuna Sindhu. What is he? He is the ocean of mercy. Karuna Sindhu. Hey Krishna, Karuna Sindhu. Dina Bandhu Jagatpati. He is the Bandhu of all Dina. What kind of Dina? It is not by material prosperity. We are Dina of knowledge. We don't have spiritual wisdom. We don't have spiritual prosperity. And so that's why we are Dina. So the people say that, he is Dina Bandhu. That means he is Bandhu of those who are materially unsponsored, or sorry, unprosperous. Right? To them only he is brother. No, it is not like that. To everyone, he is the, Dina Bandhu. But is he also, I'll say, also helping everyone? Yes, he is helping everyone, those who is approaching to him for knowledge, approaching to him with bhakti. Then only he will shower his mercy upon them. And those who are coming through proper channel. Because knowledge is must. Yeah. So then Gopesha Gopika Kanta. Who is the Gopesha? Is Krishna. Gopika Kanta, who is the friend of all the gopis, Gopika Kanta, Radha Kanta Namosute. And he is also Kanta, means friend. It's Radharani. Is Radha Kanta Namostute. To him, we are offering our obeisances. So, next, Prabhupada, what I said, oh my dear Krishna, you are the friend of the distressed and the source of creation. You are the master of the gopis and the lover of Radharani. I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. The next is, now we are uh, glorifying Radharani. How? Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi. Radhe Vrindavaneshwari. Why Vrindavaneshwari? Because she was the queen of Vrindavan. Radhe Vrindavaneshwari. Vrishabhanu Sute Devi. She was the daughter of Vrishabhanu, the king Vrishabhanu, the daughter of Vrishabhanu. Pranamami Hari Priye. And she is Hari Priya. Hari is Krishna, and she is Hari Priya. So I am offering my obeisances to Pranamami Hari Priye, to the lover of Lord Krishna, Hari Priye. I offer my respects to Radharani, whose bodily complexion is like molten gold, and who is the queen of Vrindavan. You are the daughter of King Vrishabhanu, and you are very dear to Lord Krishna. People may wonder that why someone has to write like this, the daughter of King Vrishabhanu, and you are dear to Lord Krishna, and your complexion is like molten gold and all that. Are we just buttering Radharani? Yes, we are buttering Radharani because uh, you know, she is the friend of Lord Krishna. But at the same time, not only buttering, we are glorifying her.
Mhm.
See, the buttering glorification, there is a vast difference. Buttering happens only on the material platform, and glorification happens on the spiritual platform. So we are glorifying that such a personality. When we so when we glorify Radha, who gets happiness? Anyone? Krishna becomes happy. Krishna gets happiness. And when we glorify Krishna, who gets happiness? Radharani.
Radharani.
Radharani gets happiness. So they are so mutually connected to each other that when we glorify one, other gets happiness like this. So that's why when we approach Krishna, we have to make sure that we are approaching Radharani in the proper way. So we have to, when we are approaching, we have to first, glorify her properly. So I offer my respects to Radharani, whose bodily complexion is like molten gold, and who is the queen of Vrindavan. You are the daughter of King Vrishabhanu, and you are very dear to Lord Krishna. The next shloka is when we are praying, sometimes we may commit some offense. Yeah. In order to, so offering offenses does not mean that you are only saying words by mouth. Offense can happen on the bodily level. Offense can happen only on the mind level as well. Though we are sitting in the temple and we are thinking about some movie somewhere or whatever, anything which is bad, we shouldn't be thinking that way. Our mind should always be concentrating on. And the biggest offense is what? To insult a Vaishnava. To insult a Vaishnava. So, who all are Vaishnava? Those who are following Vishnu, Lord Vishnu or Krishna. Yeah, so that all those are Vaishnavas. So the next shloka, it says that Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Who is Vaishnava? The Vaishnava is like a wish-fulfilling tree. Wish-fulfilling tree. And when you ask or when you glorify Vaishnava, then all your desires will be fulfilled. So Vancha kalpatarubhyascha, and he is most merciful. Kripa Sindhubhya eva. Sindhu is a Sindhu river, right? It is that big. His heart is that big. Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha. Patitanam pavanebhyo. So just like desire trees, and they are fulfilled, they're full of compassion for the fallen souls. Patitanam means those who are fallen souls. Pavanebhyo. Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. To such Vaishnavas, I am offering my obeisances. Yeah. So, what is the translation written by Srila Prabhupada here? I offer my respectful obeisances unto all the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord. They can fulfill the desires of everyone, just like desire trees, and they are full of compassion for the fallen souls. Because what happens, the Vaishnava, by following the path of spirituality, their heart becomes very, very soft. So they become compassionate to each and every one. So because of their compassionate nature, their heart becomes so accepting everything that whoever reaches out to them, they will help them out without discriminating in them. They can't tolerate uh, anything that is inhuman or what do you call against any jivas, like somebody's cutting the tree, they will not like it. They'll say, why are you cutting the trees? They also have a jiva in them. There should be some reason why you're cutting the tree. But then the question might come in your mind that, oh, then why, how come we can eat vegetables? It's also cutting, right? But these are the fruits. Sabji is the fruit of the uh, veggies are the fruits of that, and they are meant to be eaten by the human beings. Because when there are 8.4 million species are there, for each of them, Krishna has made the arrangement of what they should eat. There is a bear in African jungles, he eats certain type of nut. That nut he only can eat. We can't even cut it or break it with a hammer. It is that strong. But he eats only that. But Krishna has taken care of his needs, right? So that is the beauty. He doesn't eat, laddu and all those barfis and, rasa sabzis, shrikhand, whatever. So he doesn't eat all that. He only eats that particular nut. And he's happy. And he's so huge. Like elephant. Elephant only eats grass or trees and this and that, But he's so powerful. So people saying that non-vegetarian, by eating non-vegetarian food, we will become very strong. It's absolutely incorrect. Okay. So I don't want to change the topic here, but so Vaishnavas are the full wish fulfilling trees, and that's why we always glorify them and take their ashirvad, and then we go ahead. So the next shloka is Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Srivas Adi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. So these are the complete Pancha Tattva. This is called Pancha Tattva. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Prabhu Nityananda is Lord Balaram. He's playing Lord Balaram. Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Srivas Adi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. So the Advaita Acharya is playing as Narad Muni, Gadadhar, and Shivasadi. So everybody is representing one personality. There's one Narad Muni, one is Brahma, one is like that. So they all are playing their part in the Leela of Chi Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The Chaitanya Mahaprabhu never comes, Krishna never comes alone when he's doing his pastime in the world, on the material world. So, what is the meaning of that? I offer my obeisances to Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita, Gadadhar, Srivas, and all other in the line of devotion to all of them. And then chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. But here there is a one change that we do as devotees because Bhagavad Gita as it is was written by Srila Prabhupada. Yeah. So this Mangalacharan prayers, after Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patiyatanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namah. After that, we add Pranam Mantra for Srila Prabhupada. Because he is the Vaishnava Acharya for all of us. Right? Because he has given this knowledge to us. And after that, we go to Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Because he has shown us the path to go to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and get the knowledge. That's why we add that here. His pranam mantra, and that is called praneti. So that is what we put in here as an insert. Don't write on the book. You can take the notes on the notebook. So then we chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So that's how we are reaching to Hare Krishna. Slowly, 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 then we reach there. Now I'll ask Saloni to read the first paragraph after that.
After which one, Prabhuji?
After Hare Krishna Mahamantra.
Oh, yes, okay. Bhagavad Gita is also known as Gita Upanishad. It is the essence of Vedic knowledge and one of the most important Upanishads in Vedic literature. Of course, there are many commentaries in English on the Bhagavad Gita, and one may question the necessity for another one. The present edition can be explained in the following way. Recently, an American lady asked me to recommend an English translation of Bhagavad Gita. Of course, in America, there are many editions of Bhagavad Gita available in English, but as far I have seen, not only in America, but also in India, none of them can be strictly said to be authoritative because in almost every one of them, the commentator has expressed his own opinions without touching the spirit of Bhagavad Gita as it is.
Yeah. So now we know the reason why Srila Prabhupada has written this Bhagavad Gita as it is and given them as it is. And the other translations of this in many languages, like in Marathi, Dashi Chi Tashi. In Hindi, jaise Bhagavad Gita Yatharu. It is given that Yatharu. And similarly, in all the other languages, the translation has been given, and as it is also has been translated to that particular language, how it suits in a very few words like that. So, Bhagavad Gita as it is, Hindi it is Yatharu, in Marathi it is Dashi Cha Tashi, and I don't know what it is called in French. Do you know, Saloni?
It will also be called, I think, Bhagavad Gita in French. They will call it that. I
Okay.
haven't seen their version. I haven't seen the French version or
Of
the
course, it
Mauritian.
is there. It is there in
Yeah.
Deutsch. It is there in Japanese. It's in German. All
Mm.
the languages. He made sure that before he goes up. I mean, in Bengali also Bhagavad Gita as it is there. My Guru Maharaj did the translation of that in Bengali. Yeah. So the next paragraph, Uday Prabhu, can you please read?
One second. Yeah.
The spirit of Bhagavad Gita is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita itself. It is just like this. If you want to take a particular medicine, then we have to follow the direction written on the label. We cannot take the medicine according to our own whim or the direction of a friend. It must be taken according to the direction of the label or the directions given by the physician. Similarly, Bhagavad Gita should be taken or accepted as it is directed by the speaker himself. The speaker of Bhagavad Gita is Lord Shri Krishna. He is mentioned on the page of Bhagavad Gita as Supreme Personality of Godhead, Bhagwan. Of course, the word Bhagwan sometimes refers to any powerful person or any powerful demigod, and certainly here Bhagwan designates Lord Shri Krishna as a great personality. But at the same time, we should know that Lord Sri Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead, as is confirmed by all great acharyas, spiritual masters like Shankaracharya, Ramanujacharya,
Ramanujacharya.
Madhvacharya, Nimbarka Swami, Sri Chaitanya, Mahaprabhu, and many other authorities of Vedic knowledge in India. The Lord Himself also establishes Himself as Supreme Personality of Godhead in the Bhagavad Gita, and He is accepted as such in
Brahma
the
Samhita.
Brahma Samhita and all the
Puranas.
especially
Puranas.
Puranas, especially the Srimad Bhagavatam, known as Bhagavata Purana, and
Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam.
Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Therefore, we should take Bhagavad Gita as it is directed by the personality of Godhead Himself. In the fourth chapter of Gita, 4.1-3, the Lord says,
Yeah, I will chant that.
Thank you, sir.
Kam vivasvati yogam Proktaham aham an avyayam Vivaswan manas manave praha manur ikshavate bravit evam parampara praptam imam rajarasyo vidu sakalena mahata yoga nashta parantapa sa evayam maya tedya yoga prokta puratanaha bhakto sime sakha cheti rahasyan hi etad uttamam. So what he's saying here, the fourth chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Lord uh, Krishna, he himself said that why I had to tell this Bhagavad Gita again to Arjun, because with the time, this knowledge was lost. So Imam Vivaswati Yogam. So first time, millions of years ago, he told this knowledge to Vivaswan. Who is Vivaswan?
Sun God.
The sun god. Okay. Proktaham aham avyayam Vivaswana manave praha manur ikshavate. So that is also, there is a succession. There was a Manu, yeah, and then Ikshvaku. So all these, they were the, they're all who came after Vivaswan. So like that, they all came in the parampara. But slowly, this evam parampara praptam imam raj resho vidu sa kalena mahata yoga nashta parantapa. But then, after in many of the generations, this knowledge was lost. Sa evayam mayatyedya yoga prukta puranataha bhakto sime satha cheti rahasyam hi itattamam. So this he is telling to Arjun that, so because it was lost over a period of time, I am telling you again. Why? Because you are my best friend and the devotee. Why he has not chosen Duryodhan? Why he has chosen Dhritarashtra? Because they were not. They didn't even know that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, or he is the Bhagavan. So they didn't understand. So that's the reason Krishna is telling all this knowledge to whom? His best friend and the devotee. What is very important is you should be best friend as well as the devotee. Then only you will get to know. Yeah. Iti, is your video on or there is a problem?
No, it's not on.
Why? Please, can you switch it on? So here the Lord informs Arjun that this system of yoga, the Bhagavad Gita, was first spoken to the sun god, and the sun god explained it to Manu, and Manu explained it to Ishtravaku. And in that way, by disciplic succession, one speaker after another, this yoga system has been coming down, but in the course of time, it has become lost. Consequently, the Lord has to speak it again, and this time to Arjun on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. What a place to be chosen, isn't it? So he tells Arjun that he is relating this supreme secret to him because Arjun is his devotee and his friend. The purport of this is that Bhagavad Gita is a treatise which is especially meant for the devotee of the Lord. There are three classes of transcendentalists, namely Jnani, Yogi, and the Bhakta, yeah, or the impersonalist. The meditator and the devotee. Here, the Lord clearly tells Arjun that he is making him the first receiver of a new parampara, disciplic succession, because the old succession was broken. It was the Lord's wish, therefore, to establish another parampara in the same line of thought that was coming down from the sun god to others, and it was his wish that his teaching be distributed anew by Arjun. So, what did Arjun do?
This
Arjun
question.
made this possible for all of us. to read it in a book form. But did Arjun write that?
No,
No, right?
no.
Yes. So he wanted Arjun to become the authority in understanding the Bhagavad Gita. So we see that Bhagavad Gita is instructed to Arjun, especially because Arjun was a devotee of the Lord, a direct student of Krishna, and his intimate friend. Therefore, Bhagavad Gita is best understood by a person who has qualities similar to Arjun. What is the best quality of Arjun here?
And
He is a devotee and a friend. Sakha. Bhakti Bhakto chi me sakha chetu rahasyam. He is the sakha. That's why he is, disclosing all the secrets to Arjun. So, and his intimate friend. So, therefore, Bhagavad Gita is best understood by a person who has qualities similar to Arjun. That is to say, he must be a devotee in a direct relationship with the Lord. As soon as one becomes a devotee of the Lord, he also has a direct relationship with the Lord. That is the very elaborate subject matter, but briefly, it can be stated that a devotee is in a relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead in one of 5 different ways, which are also called the melos. One may be a devotee in a passive state, one may be a devotee in an active state, one may be a devotee as a friend, one may be a devotee as a parent, one may be a devotee as a conjugal lover. So, which is the topmost?
last one.
Number 5. Yeah, you're correct. So, what is the Arjuna's place here? He is
Friend.
the Sakha, friend, right? So, Arjun was in a relationship with the Lord as a friend. Of course, there is a gulf of difference between the friendship and this friendship and the friendship found in the material world. कि चलो यार जाके चाय पी लेते हैं, so that is a friendship different with the material world. So let's go for a coffee, Kavita, isn't it? So that's a different relationship. That's a different friendship. But here the friendship was on a different level. It's a friendship of the person who has been taken care by the Lord, and Arjun is also love and devotes himself to Lord Krishna. And he is asking those specific questions on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. So to represent that, Kurukshetra is our life as well. So we are also in a Kurukshetra, and we are fighting the battle of our life, our day-to-day issues. Whether we are fighting with our wife or fighting our boss, all those things, like parents, husband-wife relationship as well. Covered that. Uday, don't worry about it.
Oh,
It's
okay.
not mute.
Okay.
Yeah. So any of these kind of relationship in which you are there, so these are the relationships defined by Supreme Personality of Godhead, where you have the relationship with Krishna, and that intimate relationship is on a different level. The people, those who are in this relationship, they are participating in Krishna's pastimes. Yeah, so Arjun was in a relationship with the Lord as a friend. Of course, there is a gulf of difference between this friendship and the friendship found in material world. This is transcendental friendship, which cannot be had by everyone. Of course, everyone has a particular relationship with the Lord, and that relationship is evoked by the perfection of devotional service. But in the present status of our life, not only have we forgotten the Supreme Lord, but we have forgotten our eternal relationship with the Lord. We all had the eternal relationship with Krishna when we are all jivas, right? So we were living with Krishna in the spiritual world, and we wanted to enjoy because when we saw that, oh, Krishna is the only enjoyer there, and we are all serving him, and we also want to enjoy ourselves separate from Krishna, and we have a free will what you want to do. If you want to do something in your house, do you have to take a council permission to do that? Sometimes only when you are modifying your house. And that too, in this part of the world, you go to India, do whatever, nobody cares. Doesn't it? So this particular relationship with the Lord, that relationship is the transcendental relationship. So because we had the free will and we wanted to enjoy away from Krishna, that's why we are here. Right? And then we come here, struggle. We want to work in CBA or Westpac or whatever, and do programming or testing or doctor and all those services we are doing. And then we are trying to please that material boss rather than the spiritual boss, that is Krishna, with the disciplic succession, following the right knowledge. Yeah. Yeah. Madhuri, do you want to read further?
So, same paragraph or the other one?
From, of course, everyone has this particular relationship.
Okay. Of course, everyone has a particular relationship with the Lord, and that relationship is evoked by the perfection of devotional service. But in the present status of our life, not only have we forgotten the Supreme Lord, but we have forgotten our eternal relationship with the Lord. Every living being, out of the many, many billions and trillions of living beings, has a particular relationship with the Lord eternally. That is called Swarupa. By the process of devotional service, one can revive that Swarupa, and that stage is called Swarupa Siddhi, perfection of one's constitutional position. So, Arjuna was a devotee and he was in touch with the Supreme Lord in friendship.
So, here the new term came, Swarupa, Swarupa Siddhi, right? So, we all have a Rupa. But what is our Swarupa? Is the soul, okay? That soul has a relationship with super soul. So, when that relationship is been ignited, that ignition happens only when we start understanding the spiritual knowledge.
Swarupa.
And that's where the Swarupa comes into picture. Okay. So that is Swarupa. When we, whatever kind of Rupa you have, whether you look like Aishwarya Rai or you look like Marilyn Monroe, it doesn't matter. There is a material Rupa. We don't care. We want to do a Swarupa Siddhi by purifying our heart. Purifying our heart means purifying our Jiva, our Swarupa. Okay, so when you got a Swarupa Siddhi, that means we are able to cleanse our heart and creating a relationship with the Lord. Yeah. Yeah. Next paragraph, Mataji.
Yeah,
How Arjuna accepted Bhagavad Gita should be noted. His manner of acceptance is given in the 10th chapter.
And 12 to 14. So 12 to 14,
10.14.
here comes the, Chatushloki Bhagavad Gita. What it says, Arjuna Uvacha, Param Brahma Param Dhama, Pavitram Paramam Bhavan, Purusham Shashvatam Divyam, Adi Devam Ajam Vibhum, Ahushtam Rasya Sarve, देवाशीर्नारदस्तथा आचितो देवलो व्यासा स्वयं चैव ब्रवीषि मे सर्वम् एतदृतं मन्ये जन्मामवेदसी केशव न हि ते भगवान् व्यक्तिं विदुर्देवान दानवः. Yeah, go ahead.
Arjuna said, "You are the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the ultimate abode, the purest, the absolute truth. You are the eternal, transac-
Transcendental.
transcendental,
Transcendental.
transcendental, original person, the unborn, the greatest. All the great sages such as Narada, Asita, Devala, and Vyasa confirm this truth about you, and now you yourself are declaring it to me.
Hmm.
O Krishna, I totally accept as truth all that you have told me. Neither the demigods nor the demons, O Lord, can understand your personality.
Yep. So this is the 10 to 12, 12 to 14, these verses of the 10th chapter actually, the whole what do you call this, summarizes what he understands from Krishna. Arjuna summarizes that. He says that, you are the only one who is unborn. Whereas we always take birth on the material platform. On the material platform, we always take birth. And just 1 minute, I have to just. Sorry. So, Arjuna is now telling Krishna that now he understands that you are the only who is unborn, right? He trying to, replay what he understands and making sure that he understood everything correctly. So he is doing that in the 10th chapter of Bhagavad Gita from 12 to 14. It is also called Chaturshloki Bhagavad Gita. And then he says that all the greatest sages, such as Narad, Asita, Devala, and Vyasa, confirm this truth about you. But now, when you are declaring it to me, O Krishna, I totally accept the truth. All that you have told me. Neither the demigods nor the demons, O Lord, can understand your personality. He says that. Yeah. Priyanka, can you read, please?
After hearing Bhagavad Gita from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Arjuna accepted Krishna as Param Brahma, the Supreme Brahman. Every living being is Brahman. Every living being is Brahman, but the Supreme Living Being or the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the Supreme Brahman. Param Dharma means that he is the supreme rest or abode of everything. Pavitram means that he is pure, untainted by material contamination. Purusam means that he is the supreme enjoyer. Sasvatam, eternal. Divyam, transcendental. Adidevam, the original supreme personality of Godhead. Ajam, the unborn. Vibham, the greatest.
Vibhum, the greatest.
Vibhum, the greatest.
Yeah. Next paragraph.
Now one may think that because Krishna was the friend of Arjuna, Arjuna was telling him all this by the way of flattery. But Arjuna, just to drive out this kind of doubt from the minds of the readers of Bhagavad Gita, substantiates these praises in the next verse when he says that Krishna is accepted as the Supreme Personality of Godhead not only by himself but by authorities like Narada, Asita, Devala, and Vyasadeva. These are great personalities who distribute the Vedic knowledge as it is accepted by all acharyas. Therefore, Arjuna tells Krishna that he accepts whatever he says to be completely perfect. Sarvam itad tyam
Ritam manye.
manye,
Sarvam etam ritad manye. Yeah.
itam manye. I accept everything you say to be true. Arjuna also says that the personality of the Lord is very difficult to understand and that he cannot be known even by the great demigods. This means that Lord cannot be known by personalities greater than human beings. How can a human being understand Lord Krishna without becoming his devotee?
Yes. So just pause here. So what he's saying that ahuspam rishas sarve devarsha naradas tatha. So even all these rishis and all these munis, they have said the same thing about you. And now, so Asito Devalo Vyasa Swayam Chaiva Pravishi me, they have explained me all this. Sarvam Etabritam Manye. So now they have done it, now you are doing it. Yam Mama Vedashi Keshava. Keshava Nahi te Bhagavan Vyaktim Vidur Deva na Danavaha. So these all Vidur, Dvanav, all these they also don't even know what is your position, and you are one who is unborn. You are the Sampurna Purushaha. So that is your position. Now I understand this very well. So that is what he is saying. Next paragraph, Kavita Mataji, can you please read?
Therefore, Bhagavad Gita should be taken up in a spirit of devotion. One should not think that he is equal to Krishna, nor should he think that Krishna is an ordinary personality or even a very great personality. Lord Sri Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead, at least theoretically, according to the statements of Bhagavad Gita or the statements of Arjuna, the person who is trying to understand the Bhagavad Gita. We should therefore, at least theoretically, accept Sri Krishna as the supreme personality of Godhead, and with that submissive spirit, we can understand the Bhagavad Gita. Unless one reads the Bhagavad Gita in a submissive spirit, it is very difficult to understand Bhagavad Gita because it is a great mystery.
Yeah. So what in this paragraph, Prabhupada is trying to say that in order to understand Bhagavad Gita, one should be a devotee. You have to use what kind of nature that you should be developing by reading all these shlokas which are in the Mangala Charan prayers, that you should understand that reaching to Krishna is not easy. You should be developing the devotion in your heart and mind, in your actions, everything. So once that is been done, but can that be done in a day? No, right? So we have to be as humble as the blade of grass. As humble as what happens when you walk on the grass?
Bend.
Does it stand just like that? Put your feet on that? No, it will bend. It will bend for you. So we should also become like that. So be as humble as that. Yeah. So taken up in a spirit of devotion. And we would take the spirit of a devotion, not by challenging or just by reading it, or just like a novel, I'm reading it. Then it will not be understood correctly. You may understand something which is misunderstanding. So that is the understanding you make it. Yeah. So that is the reason one should be a devotee in order to understand Bhagavad Gita. in order to know the mystery of Bhagavad Gita. It cannot be understood by anyone who has not come with a devotional mind and state. Okay? Yeah. Go on, Kavita.
Just what is the Bhagavad Gita? The purpose of Bhagavad Gita is to deliver mankind from the
Science.
the science of material existence. Every man is in difficulties in so many ways, as Arjuna also was in difficulty in having to fight the battle of Kurukshetra. Arjuna surrendered unto Sri Krishna, and consequently this Bhagavad Gita was spoken. Not only Arjuna, but every one of us is full of anxieties because of this material existence. Our very existence is in the atmosphere of non-existence. Actually, we are not meant to be threatened by non-existence. Our existence is eternal, but somehow or other we are put into asat. Asat refers to that which does not exist.
So what is our state actually? We always want to be happy, right? But our main situation or the position is with Athato Brahma Jidnyasa. We should have the Athato Brahma Jidnyasa. You always should be inquisitive to know more and more about what?
Lord of
Lord.
Krishna.
Very good. Yeah. And we should be asat. Asat refers to that which does not exist. So that is Maya. Asat means Maya. That does not exist, but only looks like it's there. Like it's like, what you see in a place like, what is the Sahara?
That's it.
In the places like Sahara and you see that
Mirage.
water is
The
there.
mirage.
Yeah, mirage. So you see a mirage of water, but when you go close to it, it is not there. It is like that. So which is not actually there. That's what it looks like. Yeah. Go on, Kavita. Speak a bit loudly.
Out of so many human beings who are suffering, there are few who are actually inquiring about their position as to what they are, why they are put into this awkward position, and so on. Unless one is awakened to this position of questioning his suffering, unless he realizes that he doesn't want suffering, but rather wants to make a solution to all sufferings, then one is not to be considered a perfect human being. Humanity begins when this sort of inquiry is awakened in one's mind. In the Brahma Sutra, this inquiry is called Brahma
Jidnyasa.
Jishnasa. Every
Brahma
activity of the
Jidnyasa. Or
Brahma,
it's called Athato Brahma Jidnyasa.
every activity of the human being is to be considered a failure unless he inquires about the nature of the absolute. Therefore, those who begin to question why they are suffering or where they came from and where they should go after death are proper students for understanding Bhagavad Gita. The sincere student should also have a firm respect for the Supreme Personality of Godhead, such as student was Arjuna.
Yeah. So why we are suffering? Why this thing happening to me? Why that thing happening to me? We have already covered that part in the Bhakti Pravesh course. However, see, this introduction to Bhagavad Gita that is spoken by Srila Prabhupada is actually covers the entire Bhagavad Gita. If you understood the introduction, you understood the Bhagavad Gita on a very summarized way. Very, very summarized way. It's a very top level view covering some very essential points. Some are very, very, what do you call, intrinsic points also being covered in this. So that is the beauty of this introduction to Bhagavad Gita. Madhavi, can you read the next paragraph, please?
Hare Krishna. Lord
Hare.
Krishna descends specifically to re-establish the real purpose of life when man forgets that purpose. Even then, out of many human beings who awaken, there may be one who actually enters the spirit of understanding his position, and for him, this Bhagavad Gita is spoken. Actually, we are all swallowed by the tigress of nescience, but the Lord is very merciful upon living entities, especially human beings. To this end, he spoke the Bhagavad Gita, making his friend Arjuna his student.
Yeah, go on.
Being an associate of Lord Krishna, Arjuna was above all ignorance. But Arjuna was put into ignorance on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, just to question Lord Krishna about the problems of life, so that the Lord could explain them for the benefit of future generations of human beings and chalk out the plan of life. Then man could act accordingly and perfect the mission of human life.
Yeah, so pause it here. So Lord Krishna descends specifically to reestablish the real purpose of life. Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam. Right? That is the real purpose. Is that the real purpose? No. Dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. He based. See, final conclusion is that the dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. That's why he comes. So we have to be very careful in order to understand that why Krishna comes on this material world and why and what are the ultimate benefits that the people get when he appears. What he does, abhyutthanam adharmasya. Abhyutthanam adharmasya. He kills those who are adharmis, annihilate them. Adharmis, abhyutthanam adharmasya. Tadatvanam srujamyaham. Those who are srujamyam. And then he does the dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. So that will go on yuge yuge, it will remain there. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, what he did? He gave Hare Krishna Mahamantra to everyone. Just chant Hare Krishna and be happy. Slowly, what happens is it will purify your heart. The japa of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, always take this, and this is your Shastra actually. This is your mobile phone. People have 4 mobile phones and not a single japa bead. So we have to be very, very cautious in this Maya world, world of Maya, that we are following the right understanding of our living here, and accordingly we are going ahead. Right? So what is the time now? 11:18. So I think we will pause here. However, the first 2 shlokas I ask you all to by heart. So starting with the Kavita. Can you chant the first 2 shlokas, please?
Yes, Prabhu. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Mano Abhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam.
Wonderful. Very good. Iti.
Yes, Prabhu.
Which one?
First two shlokas of Bhagavad Gita.
The same.
Yeah.
Okay. Om Ajnanatimirandhas Jnana Jnana Nan Jan. How to pronounce it?
Okay, so
Jnana-
practice. Next time I will ask you to do it again.
Okay. But
Madhavi.
how to pronounce this word? Jnana.
Yeah, for that you need to listen to me and join the class on time. Yeah, Madhavi. I have given the pronunciation in the last class. There are two voice recordings I have sent. Okay, so please listen to that later on. Yeah, Madhavi.
ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्तस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनाशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदाङ्कितम्.
Very good. Madhuri. Second sloka only. Your volume is off.
ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाजनाशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः ॐ चैतन्यं श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्.
Very good. There is no om in the second
Sorry,
line.
that was my mistake. Sorry.
Yeah. I noticed that. Priyanka and Uday, are you in a position to do that or you want to practice?
No, we can do it.
Okay, go on,
Yeah,
Priyanka.
we'll do it together. Om Anjanam Timirandasya Jnana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swayam Padakitam.
Okay, wonderful. So only Priyanka, Uday need to practice and Iti has to practice thoroughly. Zero mark mila Iti aaj. Anyway, because you were not attentive in the last class, so you didn't listen. And I always send the points in the group. Please read them. Anything good comes, So we are into a Jhulan Yatra at the moment. So it happens before the Balram Jayanti and before Janmashtami. So Jhulan Yatra means we are getting the opportunity to swing Lord Krishna and Radha in the temple. So please visit in the evening, 7:30. So you will be able to do that. Otherwise, Radha Gopinath is always in the DT room, right? So the Chota Radha Gopinath, which is the actually Utsav Murti, that is brought out and kept in the Jhulan, that is swing, and then we get an opportunity to serve them. So that's a beautiful way. And then we sing the Gopi Gita and to please Krishna and Radha during that time. So please visit the temple and do that. It is good if you can do it on a Saturday or Sunday. Sunday evening is better because I can also meet you all on Sunday evening. Yeah. So we will finish the class here today. I have recorded, so I'll send you the recording link on the YouTube. And it's a private channel, so nobody can see it. And don't forward it to anyone because some of you don't like it. So that's the reason I've kept it private. And that's about all. So we will chant the Vaishnava Pranam and close the class today. Yeah. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। श्रीमद् भगवद गीता की जय। श्री श्री राधा गोपीनाथ भगवान की जय। जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी की जय। जगत गुरु शीला प्रभुपाद की जय। जय निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे। हरि हरि बोल।